Hi students, morning to all. Today we are going to discuss two concepts. Those are nothing but first one transmission power management schemes and second one system power management schemes. Among these two concepts, first we are going to discuss transmission power management schemes. So what is this transmission power management schemes? The components used in the communication module consume a major portion of the energy in ADAC wireless networks. So in the ADAC wireless networks, the major components, the major power consuming components are communication modules. So in the ADAC wireless networks, so which are the devices are involving in the communication module, those components are used the major portion of the energy in the ADAC wireless network. So those components are consuming the major amount of energy. Then we investigate some of the meaning of achieving energy conservation through efficient utilization of transmission power, such as selection of an optimal power for communication. So, we investigated some of the means of achieving energy conservation through efficient utilization of transmission power, such as selecting the optimum power for communication. So, we achieved some of the concepts. With the help of those concepts, we are efficiently utilize the transmission power. So, what are those means? Two things. One is data link layer solutions, and second one is network layer solutions. Among these two, when you come to the first concept of data link layer solutions, so in the data link layer solutions, we have four components. The first one is dynamic power adjustment policies. So in the network layer, when you are transferring or making the communication in the transmission medium, so most components use the power. So that is the concept in ADAC wireless networks. So when such a communication is takes place, so we dynamically adjusting the power consumptions. So this is comes under the concept of dynamic power adjustment policies. And what is the second concept in data link layer is distributed topology control algorithms. So in the ADAC wireless networks, the devices are distributed. The topology may be in the form of distributed concepts or distributed topologies there. So to control those topologies, we have different algorithms. So with the help of these algorithms also, we can maintain the power consumptions of different components. So with the help of distributed topology control algorithms also, we can maintain the power usage of power efficiency. Then third one is constructing distributed power control loops. So we are constructing the third point is we are constructing the distributed power control loops also with the help of these loops. So what are the devices are in the distributed environments? The power is also distributed to the devices and we can control them. So this is the point comes under constructing distributed power control loops. The fourth one is centralized topology control algorithm. So to maintain if the topology is maintained by a centralized control algorithm, then with the help of this algorithm also we can minimize and maintain the power consumption in the transmission medium. These are the points are involved in the first point called data link layer solutions. Then the second one is network layer solutions. In the network layer solutions, we have some of the common points are there to maintain or consuming the power in efficient manner. In that first one is common power protocols. So common power protocols uses the power consumption is maintained in network layer, and the second one is minimum power consumption routing. So when you are routing the data from one place to another place also, in the routing environment, it uses only minimum power consumptions to maintain or to make like that. We are using minimum power consumption routing protocols. And the next point is minimum variance in node power levels. So there is a minimum variance in the node power levels. Each and every node, the usage of their power in different levels. So there must be a minimum variance in node power levels usage. Then the next one is minimum battery cost routing. When you are routing the data also, the battery cost must be minimum. Otherwise, it consumes more power. So battery cost wants to minimize in routing environment. Then maximum and minimum battery cost routing. So always in the routing environment, we may not maintain in the minimum manner. Some places or some required environments also, the power consumption may be minimized or maximized. In that manner, we want to maintain the concept. Then the next one is conditional minimum and maximum battery cost routing. So based on the conditions, we want to minimize or we want to maximize the routing cost, battery cost of routing. So based on the situation, what is the condition we are provided, based on that we want to minimize the battery cost or we want to maximize the battery cost routing in network layer solutions. Then the next one is minimum energy disjoint path routing. So when you are transferring the data from one sender to the receiver, you want to select the most power efficient or minimum energy consuming routing paths wants to select it, and you want to select disjoint path routings also. So you use the continuous ones means it may consume more energy. So but for that purpose, to utilize the power efficient manner, we want to use the disjoint path routings for the minimum energy consumption purpose. Then localized power aware routing techniques. So when you are using the mobile devices in the networks, you want to use localized power aware routing techniques also. So how to use the power in minimum manner to get awareness about that one to the nodes. We want to use the localized power aware routing techniques. So these are the concepts in network layer solutions. Then the second concept what we are going to discuss is system power management schemes. So in the last one we are discussing about the transmission. In the transmission medium, how you can able to maintain the power. So for that we discuss those 2 points. One is the data link layer and another one is the network layer solutions. But now we are going to discuss system power management schemes. In the system, that means in the node, how the power is managed. So what are the schemes we want to follow? In that the first one is system power consists of the power used by all hardware units of the nodes. So what are the power the system used? That means all the hardware units of the nodes. So whenever if you take any device, whether it may be a mobile or maybe a laptop or anything, what are the hardwares are there? So how to use the power? This is comes under system power management schemes. This power can be conserved significantly by applying the following schemes. So what is the power we have in our system? It can be used efficiently by the following schemes. So first one, processor power management schemes. So in our device, processor is also one of the component. So there how it is maintain the power, how what are the power management schemes the processor may maintain. Then second one is device power management schemes. So how the device is also managing the power. So for that we have two schemes. One is processor power management scheme and second one is device power management scheme. So in that first we are going to discuss processor power management scheme. So in that power saving models, so power saving modes are there. For example, in the processor power management scheme, we have the first point is power saving modes are there. So one of the main power saving mode is nothing but sleeping mode. So when the device is running, all the applications are open. If you place that one in a sleeping mode, then the devices are still standby position, but the device is closed. So power consumption may be reduced. So this is one of the power saving mode. The next one is remote access switch. That means system sleeps only physical hardware devices are received. Receivers is on. On receipt of a particular signal, wake up the system. So this is nothing but our general mobiles, laptops are using this concept remote access switching. So if you are not used your device for the long time, the system will goes into the sleep state. Only the processors, hardwares are maybe in on position. Other applications are all in the sleep mode. If any particular signals are received, then only wakes up the system. So this is the next power consumption or power minimizing scheme or power management scheme. The next one is power aware multi access signals. So power off if you hear RTS or CTS for another node or if you have nothing to send. So if your device are hearing the RTS message, request to send message or clear to send message for another node. So this node simply power off and reduce the power consumption. The next method is if you are not having to send anything to the others, then also automatically we are switch offing your powers. With the help of these points we are minimizing the power consumptions. So what it has means in the ADAC wireless networks the devices are in the mobile mode, so devices can move from one place to another place. So that's why such type of mobile devices compulsory they want to maintain the power consumption. So this is the concept of processor power management scheme. The next one is device power management schemes. So device power management means a device, what are the hardware components are there? Those are all also wants to you consume or use very less or minimum amount of power, then automatically we can save power in the device. So what are the things we want to follow means turn off individual components like LED displays, etc. So whenever if you are using any hearing of music or anything, if you don't want to the display concepts, just to turn off your display, then it also maintain the device power. Then DRAM, CD-ROM, CPU and other devices, other drives, if you are not using, then randomly it also reduce the power consumption. So we can make an help to the system or device maintain the power. Then the next one is run the CPU at lower clock rate, then lower voltages. So when you run in this manner, the CPU is also consume very less amount of energy. So due to this, the devices can manage the power, then spin down disk when unused. So if you are not using the disk, then spin down the disks. If you spin down, then the power management maintain or minimize the power consumption concept. So this is nothing but the power consumption chart for the devices. So in the power consumption, the highest power consumption takes place in the display environment. It consumes 36% of total power. Then CPU or memory consumes the second position of power management. It consumes nearly 21% of power. Then wireless LANs, so these wireless consuming devices or accessing devices are consuming 18%, and hard disk are also maintain or consuming the power supply of 18%. Then other devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. they are accepting 7% of power. So in this manner, high percentage of power consumption is displayed. So that's why we said turn off the individual components like LCD displays. So if you turn off these devices, then maximum power consumptions are reduced. So these are all the concepts we are using to maintain the power consumption in minimum manner. So this is the concept of system power management scheme. Thank you.